All right, good morning. We got 8:20. Looking at the SPY here, daily charts up. We just got the non-farm payrolls coming in. Look at a little better ADP non-farm employment change, 127 versus the 200 estimate. So we got a move on that. Let's actually go down before I come back. Let's go down to what we have at the 1-minute chart here. That should show us what's going on here. So we opened up here. Did we get above that, or we just retest it? Yeah, we got a little bit above it just for a moment here. So here's the 8 o'clock reset, right? Every day. It's where they set the parameters for most of the day. We could see what's going on, and then we came up right off that here. That's probably it. Yep, that's it right there. So we have that one. We have this one coming off the high. This is a good setup, though. I mean, we're getting some long wicks in pre-market, but that's fine. We're looking for the A15 number. So it's been above the anchored VWAP since 8:15. She's following it. You can see it there. So it pops up above. So that's a good sign. We're getting a little positive movement here. Now let's go back to the daily chart. And I wanted to highlight, we got a couple. Well, this green one, we chewed right through that. I'll keep that there. But the purple line that was kind of kept the lid on us right here for about 2 weeks, we popped up through that, came up to the top of the Keltner channel. Not really a double top. Well, we'll say double top. We got like a little double top here where we failed to get really above this 403.50 area a couple times. Got a little bit slightly lower high, and then TrendSpider picked it right up that we have another anchored volume, which means there's evidence that this is having an influence on the share price. So we have the red one here, and we have another one here. You can see how it kind of put the pressure down yesterday on the market. So we have a couple VWAPs that are weighing down the share price here. But anyway, to go back to this purple line, we did retest it yesterday, and we bounced up. So now we have this. This is a low conviction trend line that I put in here. But 1, 2, 3, we're popping out right now. I love the go no go, but you can see that's involved. So this anchored VWAP from this high, which is, this is the high, and this is the recent high. So I shouldn't say high. This is a higher high than our previous high of the formation. Yeah. Definitely having an influence too. So I'd say we should be maybe prepared for maybe this moving up into close to 400. What we got here? What's the price here? 398. Decent amount of volume here, anchored volume. So there might be a battle here. I doubt we'll get over it. Maybe we see a move to the 200-day. We have this, which we broke down and we failed and we hit yesterday. I don't know. See, I'm almost convincing myself either way. I would say this is not looking good so far. We got an hour before the market opens. Who knows? I guess we won't. I probably should have made this video probably 30 minutes from now to see how this move after. I mean, I would say in general this looks like a fade right now after the spike. I mean, you have enough wicks, but do we have anything to go off of here? That initial move probably doesn't mean much. It's this one. That's the one that we... Yeah, this is the one that's really involved here. So as long as we stay above this anchored VWAP, that's probably a good sign. Yeah, so if you get above 396.50 area, it should be a good sign for... So this is the point where you're going to want to see it make a move. It's right on the dot right here, 396.53. I probably shouldn't have gotten rid of that so quickly. Oh, see? Now we're below. Oh, man. Oh, it's just computers following the program. Anyway, let's move on. Back to the daily again. Sorry, not move on. Let's go back. So, I think it might be a fade today. I think the program is just bring us down into one of these trends right here, and we'll see what's happening next. I think the goal would be hopefully that we at least squeeze out of this downtrend right for the bulls. You're going to want to squeeze out and then find one of these two to start grinding us up through this. You're going to need a strong, unless something else spikes it. News driven, that's going to get some of the sellers out of the way that allow it to get back up, but you're probably going to need one of these two uptrend rays to really grind up through that. Angle of attack in general right now is still to the upside, which is good. I think you kind of need one of those big down days to really scare us. And maybe, I don't know. You have to get around. You probably have to get around this 390. You have to get below 390 to really. The fact that we popped up, and then once we came down and hit it, that was the power we needed. I guess the momentum, the shot of injection, the injection of momentum to get us up and through was telling us that this 390 level, 390 whatever it is, 390.33 area is strong. So as long as we stay above that, we see a trend line, I'm still feeling decent. Until we crack down through probably 390 and break down through these uptrend rays, I'm feeling kind of optimistic that we're going to run into at least get up to here, and that will be enough for us to probably book some profits on some of our healthy dividends. Hopefully some of our high-flying bioreactor names will finally cash out on. I've been holding off on those guys for a while. I just feel like there's a lot more upside to them, but this is the type of market where you got some potential to put some money from those big names into things you're going to want to put in for 20, 30 years. Not that I wouldn't want money in those companies for 20 to 30 years, but I want 20 to 30 years worth of dividends, if you know what I mean. Hopefully I make it that long. Anyway, let's take a look at the healthy dividends real quick. Speaking of, why are you down? Oh, just failure. Still there though. Look, so we got. This was a no-brainer. I mean, I haven't been even thinking about Sanofi for like 6-7 years. I mean, a lot of people are hurting from this, sell off, and their retirement's being set back. To a certain extent, I mean, in reality, we're still off COVID lows in many of these names, but the Zantac, issue that put Sanofi and GSK into a nosedive. Give me a break. I take Zantac. I mean, whatever. I mean, they changed the formulation, but point being it's going to be a rough time to really get that company to keel over from one litigation like that. Look at Johnson & Johnson. I mean, those guys had like 2-3 years of just constant nonsense. Bayer, I shouldn't say nonsense because it's, some of the concerns are for real, but I mean, just litigation after litigation and just people crushing it down. It's like, they're getting the headlines, they're getting the talking heads out there. It's like, oh, is Johnson & Johnson going to be in trouble? It's like, what? Jeez. Go to the store and look how many things are GSK or Johnson & Johnson. I think most people didn't even know that Bayer was involved with, all the agricultural stuff when they bought Monsanto. I don't think most people even knew that was a thing. Obviously, investors did, but no, it's probably this actually. Hold on. But here's another. I mean, GSK looks solid. Loaded up nicely here. I'm enjoying it. Interesting split here. Three of them, that was a good grab. Got that right near the lows. We did a great job sticking. I mean, anybody who was in there with, we were pushing HCA and UHS. And, again, they were talking sky's falling. The cost of, this and that's going to be trouble. Yeah, I'll give you that. It's an issue. But, the reality is, all those costs are just going to be rolled over. I think I said that in a previous video recently, but these guys will figure things out. Hospitals aren't going away. Alright, I'll stop talking. Let's get this done. Anybody in the bioreactor, BioBoom, there's some names I am digging through, and I am finding quality names. They're still discounted them. And I say quality in terms of BioBoom, where they're like near profitability or barely profitable, but the growth, and they did well during COVID, and their business or the clinical trials are now back in full swing, and what was keeping them at a premium is now back at what made them a premium in terms of the scenario, the narrative, the story that was driving a higher valuation is now stronger, but the share price is cheaper. So I don't want to, because I think we're still going to have some pain with those guys, and even if the company itself really starts to make strides, the whole idea of speculative being an issue with rates and all that is probably not going to allow us to book profits. Now, I liked in each one of the three portfolios that we have, bioreactor is probably the one where you can say it's a longer story, but we're still booking profits. But on the other end of the spectrum, you got healthy dividends, where I'm only booking profits when all of a sudden it's a quick spike and it's really overvalued for the near term. Not even just like, oh, this is a little expensive. We're talking technically overbought, due for a pullback, low volume trading, and overvalued for the time being. That's where I book profits on those guys, and it's still within the model for the share price to return to close to our buy threshold. If it's not, then I sell, and I have to make an adjustment and concede the fact that I'm going to have to buy and average up at some point. But anyway, that's the healthy dividends. On the other end of that is the BioBoom, which, it is an explosion. We're looking for, and the explosion could be good or bad, right? So if we're going to be booking profits, we're going to be trying to get multi-bagger profits in a short period of time. That's what we're looking for. Booking it and then getting out, because not all the way out, obviously, with how I like to work, but we're trying to get to house money as quickly as possible because there's always that chance of dilution or the next data readout or the next earnings report or another company in the same space reporting something negative, regulatory this, government that. And those things can provide, those obviously can be, again, it's an explosion. It can be good or bad. It can pop us up or pop us down. So if we, in terms of the bio boom tickers, if we're not going to see the boom up, and there's still a lot of ways for it to be boom down, we got to be very, very, I don't know, conservative is one thing, but we got to be choosy. Selective in all the names, how much money we're putting into it. It's just, we can't chance it. Anyway, this is getting into a long video, and I apologize, but that's what happens when you just wake up and do an unscripted video. At least it's authentic, right? Not just, excuse me? What the fuck? Guess who's back? Back again. Horizon's back. Tell a friend. Gonna get bought. Gonna get bought. Gonna get bought. Gotta take over talks. Well, that's why it's in the bioreactor, right? I mean, all these names are quality. These names are, like, that's the thing. Bioreactor names are, some of them are kind of boring. But if you look at some of the names, even the ones that are on that list right now that you can just see, a lot of those names are essentially the leader in their industry. And they're not a big pharma. Now, big pharma might have a product or two in these industries, but if you want to take a single name that you want to associate with the industry, you're looking at them. Like Biogen, Catalent, you can argue there's some few other guys out there, but that's it's an industry where geography and who you have deals with kind of just comes down to maybe not necessarily best in class, or you're not making deals for just being number one. It's best rates, money, like expenses, all that stuff. Catalent, it's different, but IQV, yeah, they're essentially the only in that real respect. Genmab, again, it's got competitors, but it has, it's one of the best at it. Collegium, Regeneron, Moderna, ISRG, Repligen, Lumnia, Vive. Some of these names are Halo, Vertex. Yeah, some of these guys are just some of the best at it, and what they do. MBIX, INSEE. So I'm not surprised we're seeing some movement here. Some of these big pharma names have a lot of cash left over from that government and all those COVID checks, man. As COVID wanes, they're going to want to take that, and they're going to want to compound there. They're going to be pulling what we're trying to pull, which is we made money on something, and as that starts to fade, we'll keep an interest in it. It's going to have some trailing cash that, it might grind up over time because the things don't go away. But there's opportunities out there. So they're going to take that money, they're going to try to dump it. Where's the opportunities is a whole bunch of these bioreactor and bioboom names that got absolutely crushed. And again, they're not if it's, say it is at if it's up 30% right now, but I don't know. We'll have to take a look, and maybe I'll do a video on this later for the marketplace service, but these guys, yeah, they're at 120s. That's probably the all-time high, I'm pretty sure, right? Did we even get any higher than that? Oh, there, never mind. Yeah, it's at 120 is about the high. So we're looking at that's not good. Yeah, they're looking at that pullback, liking it. beautiful. All right, anyway. I'm just not going to... We should consider a lot of these other names in the bio boom or the bioreactor be potential buyout targets. Some of them are, again, some of the industry leaders, and they're already valued at a premium, so you might not see like Regeneron or ISRG get bought out anytime soon, but anybody who's been beaten down that still has a growth trajectory and they have good products, keep an eye out. I mean, you might see somebody go after Halo just to get, those everything in one house. GenMab is another one. There's plenty of names. Vertex has obviously always been rumored as a potential buyout target. LNTH, that's another good one. All right, I'm going to end it there. I'll get the watch list going today. Obviously, Horizon's going to be on there too. We're not going to make a move on the buy, but maybe we have to do some selling here and take advantage of the price move. We'll see. Anyway, good luck. Stay healthy. Watch list will be up in the chat in a little bit.